Hello, welcome to Time Bandit Watches. Today we're looking at an English lever pocket watch that needs a new balance jewel and a full service. So this English lever pocket watch, well, it came to me complete. I've just had a quick look at it, and I can see that the top balance jewel here was actually loose in the setting. So I've just kind of stripped that out, had a quick look at it, and I can see that at some point the jewel must have cracked and someone's just put one in there but not set it in properly. So I'm going to have a look at the setting, see if the jewel's the right size for the balance, and then maybe I might have to make a new fitting in here for the jewel, and then I can put the new jewel back in. It's a press fit one, so I don't need a rub tool. So let's see how it goes. So I found the correct jewel for the balance, and the cap's going to be original. That's still in good condition. I've made this small bush up, and I've also, I was looking at the setting. So I made the bush because the setting, the original setting in here is, it was all an odd shape, and it wasn't particularly good condition. So I'm going to have to broach that out, put the bushing in there, and then put the jewel within the bushing. So you can see I've got the old bushing out, this one here, and this is the new one that's going in. Obviously I haven't made the hole for the new jewel just yet, but I wanted to make sure the hole in the balance cock was the right size for the bushing first. To do that, we're going to use a cutting broach. So you can see this has got a couple of different sides on it. Simply just insert the cutting broach into the hole and turn it. As you turn it, it makes small cuts into the metal. One thing I like to do is do a few cuts and then turn it 90 degrees and do a few more cuts, turn it back 90 degrees. That way you can see how straight you're cutting. Obviously you want to make sure that you're keeping this straight. And as you can see, it's slightly tapered well, so the hole is going to be slightly tapered, and I want the new bushing to be secured from the top because you've got the jewel that gets screwed in. So I'm going to make sure the taper's slightly wider at the top and smaller at the bottom. And then every few turns, just double check that see how close the hole is. Okay, so that looks like the right size for a friction fit. Now we're going to go over to the staking tool and press that in. Now we're in the staking tool, the bush is in the balance cock. We've got a stake that's the correct diameter for the bush. Now what we need to do, get that lined up. You can see a few gentle taps. Now the next things, now the bushing's in, is to make the hole for the jewel. So for this I have a very small set of brooches, and start off possibly at one of the smallest ones. We've got a fair amount to go on this, so again similar kind of thing, although we can get it started just going from 90 degrees every now and again, checking the hole. Now the new jewel's back in, let's test to see if the balance wheel fits nicely. If it does, then we can go ahead and service it and get it nice and clean again. So the amplitude is quite low, but looks like that's done the job. So now it's time to strip the movement down and get it cleaned. There's one thing I have to make sure we do is wind the mainspring down, but to do that we've got to put it back in the case. So you can see the winding mechanisms this side and the clicks over here. So if I wind the movement slightly, you see the click just goes up to disengage, and we can gently let the mainspring slip back through my fingers, and we should be okay to take the movement apart. One thing to note on these, if you're in the winding position here, you can't get the movement out, you have to pull it up into the handset position, and then the movement will come out nicely. Now off to the parts cleaner. Another thing to change on this watch was the mainspring. Obviously we'd normally change that anyway, but this one in particular was broken, so I've gone ahead and ordered a new mainspring. That's turned up, and we're going to get that in the barrel. Now I've got the mainspring back in the barrel along with the arbor. Just going to apply a couple of drops of oil to the mainspring to make sure it's lubricated. These are often noted as lubricated from the factory, but you never know quite how long they've been in storage, so I like to just clean them off and then re-lubricate them. So now that's done, we can put the cap back on, push that down, and now it's ready to go back in the movement. You can see the movements come back very clean from the parts cleaner. So we're going to get this oiled up, assembled, and timed, and hopefully it'll work nicely. Now I'm going to flip this over. We're going to work on getting the keyless works and the motion works back in, and we're also going to get the click back in as well. So I think we'll start with the click. I find these types of mechanisms aren't always the easiest to reassemble, but I think I find putting a bit of oil on the works first means that you can then turn it upside down without all the components falling out, and then the larger wheel there, place that in first, as the weight always overcomes the oil. There we go. I've already gone ahead and oiled the upper balance wheel jewel, and I've put a little bit of a wind on the movement, so see if the repairs have worked. Looks to be good. Sounds like there's a small amount of beat error in there. You can go ahead and correct that. So now we've got the watch back together. There's a fair amount of beat error on this, so what we're going to do to correct that is remove the balance wheel from the movement and put it on this little post here, and then we can move the collet on the balance staff so that it moves the position, it corrects the beat error, it changes the beat error, and then if we move it to the right place, it should then correct that. That's a lot closer. .8, that was pretty close, but we want to get that a bit closer now. Get that down under kind of 0.3. Okay, so we're just going to hopefully make one more final adjustment on this. Okay, let's see how that works. So now that's in, let's pop it on the timing machine, see how that comes out. That's perfect. Dead on 0 with a, it needs a little bit of adjustment, so it's at plus 44 seconds, 200 and, it's not fully wound, but 270 degrees of amplitude. I'm just going to make the regulator adjustment. So now the movement's back together, we can get the dial on. It's got 3 dial feet, secured in place by 3 dial screws from the side. Okay, now that's secure, we can go ahead and put the hands on. So we're going to start with sub-dial hand, second hand, and then we're going to use a hand press to get that in place. That way we know that we're not touching the dial too much, we're not doing anything that might damage it at all. Next we're going to go for the hour hand. Now to get this in the case, first thing we want to remember is to pull the crown out into the hand setting position, and then now you see you then want to align the stem, the square stem, with the square hole in the top of the movement. Once that goes in, that should drop in quite nicely. Put it back into the wind position, put the bezel on, that way it'll keep the movement in place. We can flip this over and put the 2 retaining screws in. Now we have a completed service on this nice solid silver antique English lever pocket watch. If you like this video and want to see more of it, please check out my other ones. Subscribe, I'll be posting up videos of anything that I'm working on, and see you next time.